In a small town not too far from where you live, there was a young man named Ravi. Ravi was like most of us. He had dreams, hopes, and aspirations. But, like many people, he felt stuck in his life. He had big dreams, but wasn't sure how to achieve them. Every day felt like a repeat of the last. Wake up, go to work, come back tired, watch TV, and then sleep. He knew deep down that he wanted more from life, but he didn't know where to start. One day, Ravi decided he needed to make a change. He was tired of feeling like he was just drifting through life. He remembered a conversation he had with an old friend who once told him, "Your habits shape your life, Ravi. Change your habits and you'll change your life." These words echoed in his mind as he sat on his bed, staring at the ceiling. That evening, Ravi made a promise to himself. He would focus on building 7 new habits, simple but powerful habits that could change his life. This is the story of how those 7 habits transformed Ravi's life, one day at a time. Habit 1. Start your day with gratitude. Ravi had always been a bit of a late riser, often hitting the snooze button multiple times before reluctantly getting out of bed. But now, he decided to start his day differently. He had read somewhere that beginning the day with gratitude could set a positive tone for the entire day. So, on the first morning of his new journey, Ravi set his alarm 10 minutes earlier than usual. When the alarm went off, he resisted the urge to snooze and instead sat up in bed. He took a deep breath, closed his eyes, and thought of 3 things he was grateful for. The first thing that came to his mind was his family. He was grateful for their support and love, even when he felt lost. The second was his health. He realized that being healthy was something he often took for granted. And the third was the simple fact that he had a roof over his head and food to eat. As he thought about these things, a sense of calm washed over him. It was a small change, but it made a big difference. He noticed that he started his day with a smile instead of a frown. Over time, this habit of gratitude became a part of his daily routine. It helped him appreciate the little things in life and brought a sense of peace and happiness that he hadn't felt in a long time. Habit 2. Set daily intentions. With his mornings now starting on a positive note, Ravi decided to take things a step further. He realized that while gratitude was a great way to start the day, he needed a way to stay focused on what truly mattered. That's when he learned about the power of setting daily intentions. Every morning after his gratitude practice, Ravi would take a few minutes to think about his day ahead. Instead of just letting the day happen to him, he decided to take control. He would ask himself, what do I want to achieve today? How do I want to feel by the end of the day? These weren't always big goals. Some days his intention was simply to be more present with his family. Other days, it was to stay calm and focused at work. By setting these intentions, Ravi found that he was more purposeful in his actions. He wasn't just reacting to whatever came his way, he was actively shaping his day. This habit helped Ravi stay focused and productive. It also made him more mindful of his actions, allowing him to align his daily activities with his long-term goals. Over time, he noticed that his days were no longer a blur. They had meaning and direction. Habit 3. Embrace the power of small wins. As Ravi continued his journey, he realized that one of the biggest obstacles to change was the feeling of being overwhelmed. His goals seemed so big, and his dreams felt so far away. It was easy to get discouraged, but then he stumbled upon a simple yet powerful idea: the power of small wins. Ravi learned that big changes don't happen overnight. They are the result of small, consistent efforts over time. He decided to break down his big goals into smaller, manageable tasks. For example, instead of saying he wanted to get fit, Ravi set a goal to start walking for 20 minutes every day. Instead of aiming to read a book every week, he committed to reading just 10 pages a day. These small wins didn't seem like much at first, but they started to add up. Every time Ravi completed a small task, he felt a sense of accomplishment. These small wins gave him the motivation to keep going. They built his confidence and made his big goals feel more achievable. Over time, these small habits led to big changes in Ravi's life. He became fitter, more knowledgeable and more disciplined, all because he embraced the power of small wins. Habit 4. Practice self-discipline. One of the toughest challenges Ravi faced on his journey was self-discipline. There were days when he didn't feel like getting out of bed, going for a walk, or reading those 10 pages. But he knew that discipline was the key to making his new habits stick. Ravi learned that self-discipline isn't about being harsh with yourself, it's about being committed to your goals, even when it's hard. He started practicing self-discipline in small ways. When his alarm went off in the morning, he got up instead of hitting snooze. When he felt like skipping his walk, he reminded himself of his commitment to his health. It wasn't easy, but Ravi found that the more he practiced self-discipline, the stronger it became. He started to see himself as someone who could follow through on his commitments. This new sense of self-discipline spilled over into other areas of his life as well. He became more focused at work, more attentive in his relationships, and more dedicated to his personal growth. Self-discipline became the backbone of all the other habits Ravi was building. It was the habit that ensured he stuck to his intentions, celebrated his small wins, and continued to grow and improve. Habit 5. Cultivate a growth mindset. As Ravi continued to build his new habits, he came across the concept of a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, learning, and perseverance. It's the opposite of a fixed mindset, which assumes that our abilities are set in stone and can't be changed. Ravi realized that in the past, he often held a fixed mindset. He would think things like, "I'm just not good at this," or "This is too hard for me." These thoughts held him back and made him afraid to try new things. But now, with his new habits in place, Ravi decided to embrace a growth mindset. Instead of seeing challenges as obstacles, he started seeing them as opportunities to learn and grow. When he faced a difficult task at work, instead of getting frustrated, he reminded himself that this was a chance to improve. When he didn't succeed right away, he didn't give up. He learned from his mistakes and tried again. This shift in mindset had a profound impact on Ravi's life. He became more resilient, more willing to take risks, and more open to new experiences. He realized that his potential was not limited by his current abilities, but by his willingness to learn and grow. This new mindset fueled his journey of personal development and helped him achieve things he never thought possible. Habit 6. Surround yourself with positivity. As Ravi's journey continued, he started paying attention to the people and environment around him. He noticed that some people in his life were always negative. They complained, criticized, and brought him down. On the other hand, there were others who were positive, encouraging, and supportive. Ravi realized that the people we surround ourselves with have a huge influence on our thoughts, attitudes, and actions. He made a conscious decision to spend more time with positive, uplifting people. He sought out friends who inspired him, mentors who guided him, and colleagues who supported his growth. At the same time, Ravi also decided to limit his exposure to negativity. He reduced the time he spent with people who drained his energy and avoided activities that brought him down. like watching too much negative news or scrolling through social media mindlessly. This habit of surrounding himself with positivity had a remarkable effect on Ravi's life. He felt more motivated, more confident, and more at peace. He found that positivity was contagious. The more he surrounded himself with it, the more positive he became. This new environment fueled his growth and made his journey easier and more enjoyable. Habit 7. Take care of your body and mind. As Ravi approached the final habit, he realized that all his efforts would be in vain if he didn't take care of his body and mind. He had always known the importance of health, but it wasn't until now that he truly understood it. Ravi began to prioritize his physical health. He made sure to get enough sleep every night, knowing that rest was essential for his body and mind to function at their best. He continued his daily walks, gradually increasing the intensity and duration as he grew stronger. He also started paying more attention to his diet, choosing foods that nourished his body and gave him the energy he needed. But Ravi didn't stop at physical health. He also took steps to care for his mental and emotional well-being. He started practicing mindfulness, taking a few minutes each day to sit quietly, breathe deeply, and focus on the present moment. This simple practice helped him manage stress, stay calm, and maintain a positive outlook. Ravi also made time for activities that brought him joy and relaxation. He read books that inspired him, spent time in nature, and enjoyed meaningful conversations with loved ones. These moments of self-care rejuvenated his spirit and kept him grounded. By taking care of his body and mind, Ravi found that he had more energy, more clarity, and more resilience. He was better equipped to handle the challenges of life and more able to enjoy the journey. Ravi's journey of building these 7 habits was not easy. There were days when he struggled, days when he felt like giving up. But with each habit, he grew stronger, more focused, and more confident. Over time, these small daily practices transformed his life in ways he never imagined. He was no longer the young man who felt stuck and lost. He was now someone who started his day with gratitude, set clear intentions, and celebrated his small wins. He practiced self-discipline, embraced a growth mindset, surrounded himself with positivity, and took care of his body and mind. Ravi's life had changed, not because of some big dramatic event, but because of the simple, consistent habits he chose to cultivate. These 7 habits didn't just change his life, they became a part of who he was. And now, as you listen to Ravi's story, perhaps you see a bit of yourself in him. Maybe you, too, have dreams and aspirations that feel out of reach. But remember, it's not about making huge changes all at once. It's about starting small, building good habits, and staying committed. If Ravi could transform his life with these 7 habits, so can you. One day at a time, one habit at a time, your journey to a better life starts now.